Good afternoon. I'm Councilmember Jeff Blueball. I appreciate everybody coming out today. I'd like to recognize a few of my colleagues that came out today. Councilmember Brian Fry, Councilmember Becky Tuttle. I appreciate you guys coming out today. So throughout my time on the council, ensuring that our city is making direct, impactful improvements to District 4 has been one of my top priorities. West Street is one of our community's major thoroughfares, seeing around 17,000 cars a day, with recent job growth is expected to see around 27,000 cars a day by the year 2045. The Community Investment Plan identifies the West Street Corridor as a major employment corridor, and it impacts the lives of every resident every day, as well as this is a workhorse for the whole state of Kansas. Topeka, the state of Kansas always says that, you know, this is our iron workhorse right here in West Street, and we appreciate all the businesses and everyone that supports this area. And the Community Investment Plan was initiated in 2016, and it began in the summer of 2020, investing over $6 million in the city. The corridor was configured to 5 lanes from 4 lanes, with wider lanes for trucks traveling through the area, put in sidewalks on both sides of West Street, and instituted new pedestrian safety measures and 3 traffic signals at the Harry and Walker intersections. I want to thank our engineering staff and also the residents and businesses who patiently awaited while these improvements were done. I've heard from a lot of you the last couple years, and a lot of people, you know, when's this going to be done? And I think everybody could see the big picture at the end. So I do really appreciate everybody's getting behind us and supporting us on this and being patient with us. I'd also like to thank Gary Jansen, City Engineer in Public Works and Utilities, and Gary's going to tell us more about this project. Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, Council Member. There's 2 things I wanted to talk about a little bit more real quick related to this project. And then mostly I wanted to recognize all the people who are involved with this project. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes to get to the point of where we are today, and I want to make sure we acknowledge their efforts. So real quick, Council Member mentioned this corridor being in the Community Investments Plan, and as such, we've got some other projects that are under design right now for the Pawnee, K42, and West Street intersection, as well as improvements to West Street south of 235, all the way down to 47th Street South. Those projects are in design, and we expect construction probably in the range of 2023 to 2024. So there's more coming along the same corridor for the same reasons that the council member talked about. He also mentioned too, something that we've done out here as a first in Wichita is the flashing yellow arrows for the left turns at Harry and Walker both. It will be safer in the long run. It's something that we're going to implement on all future traffic signals. We had a few kinks to work through, but I think it's working well, and the public has certainly noticed it, so we're excited to keep that going in other areas of the city. So with that, I want to acknowledge the people who are involved with the project. I want to first thank the City Council for allocating the funding for the project. I want to thank Foley for having us out today. I'm going to start with our city staff. Projects that go through this size go through a lot of effort for design and development, and there's many things that happen again during that time that nobody sees, even up through building a project. So Sean Melius is our chief design engineer. He could not be here today. James Wagner was our project engineer that got the project bid for us so we could finally get to construction. Mike Armour is currently our traffic engineer. He's worked on a lot of things since the project got designed and built, but he also oversaw some of the design itself at one point. Kyle Kearns was our project engineer overseeing construction on a daily basis. Steve Degenhardt is here as our construction division manager. I also wanted to mention 2 people that do a lot of work for us that's unforeseen, that is rarely seen, and that's John Philbrick and Jerry Ford in our real estate office. They are experts when it comes to acquiring additional right-of-way and easements and whatever it takes to get the space that we need to build things. So I know there was a lot of challenges out here like other projects, and they did a great job for us. Trans Systems provided the design for the project. Tyler Ummel is here. Michael Bailey was not able to be here today, and Jeff Curtis did the inspection work for us on this project. Contractor was Cornell. I know Mike Rowdybush is here, and I also wanted to recognize Z. Lee and John Gummeringer. Again, there's a lot of people, a lot of effort that goes into building these projects. I hope I didn't miss anybody. We're really happy with how this turned out, and we're excited to keep work going on the rest of this corridor too. So with that, I'll turn it back over to Councilmember Bluebow.
Well, thank you much, Gary, and I appreciate all the conversation we've had over the last couple of years and working through everything on this. I also want to thank Foley for being such a good partner during this process and allowing us to use their parking lot for today's press conference. And next up, I'd like to welcome John Robinson, Vice President of Foley Equipment. Welcome, John. Thank you.
We are honored to host this event. As some of you may know, Foley has strong, long-lasting relationship with the city of Wichita that spans all the way back to 1940. As someone who has been with Foley for a couple of those decades, I've seen firsthand the many investments the city has made over the years to ensure Wichita continues to thrive. That includes extensive infrastructure initiatives, such as recently completed improvements near and beyond our company headquarters. The city's hard work will ensure that our employees, our customers, and our vendors continue to have safe, convenient access to our facility. We appreciate the city's efforts that benefit Wichita communities, and we look forward to continuing with the city for years to come. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, John. And who's ready to cut the ribbon? West Street on 3.